Good morning, walkers, and welcome to Anchorage, Alaska. We are stoked to be here today. It is about 54 degrees Fahrenheit and 12 degrees Celsius. Beautiful morning, a little bit of sunshine poking through. You can see sort of the downtown skyscrapers or tall buildings. And then off to the west, you can see some mountains in the backgrounds there. The sun's just starting to poke through. It is about 8:45 in the morning. We're gonna head east. It's a Sunday morning, so it's not gonna be many people out and about today. But this is when we're here, so that's what we're gonna do. Let me turn you around here. What? My name is Henry. I will be your proxy walker today, your virtual travel guide here in Alaska. I think in this case, especially travel guides, a little bit of an overstatement because I did a little research, but like most times, this is going to be an exploration. So please hit me up if you know I made mistakes, missed anything of interest. Please add it in the comments below, in the YouTube comments below. I appreciate those as always. I love getting your comments. Hold on, I got to get this camera here. There we go. Hearing your thoughts, hearing your memories, getting more and better information, so I appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do that. That helps me out a little bit with YouTube, helps suggest it to other people that might enjoy this channel. And of course, like it if you like it. But we started out at 8th Avenue and D, and this is going to be E Street. And we're gonna go east a little ways. We did walk out and find some dinner last night. We arrived about 6 p.m. At this time of year, which is, I don't know if I said the beginning of September. Sunset was, I think, around 9 o'clock p.m. Let me tell you a little bit that I found out about Anchorage. It looks like they're gonna maybe have a farmer's market or something up here. What did I find out about? Oh, population about 300,000. And then of course there's Wasilla and Palmer nearby. The population is about 40% of all of Alaska's population. And what else? It's about 2,000 square miles in area, but a lot of that is a state park and a joint military base. So the article on Wikipedia said only about 10% of it is really populated. They have all kinds of wildlife that come into town, including moose and bears, and then there's some wolves in the area too. And of course, we are at the head of the Kenai Peninsula. And so there's sort of water here at Cook Inlet. And then on the other side, I'm blanking on what that body of water is called. So we come up on 7th. But anyway, we're out here to see and explore the Kenai a little bit. But we're going to start off here today. So this is a parking garage. But they got kind of a cool mural that I'll cross over to see, get a better view of. I can see that. Which way? I want to go see the party, but we'll loop back that way. How about that? What was I saying? Oh yeah, so we're here to see Anchorage. Anchorage is named, and this was interesting, you think Anchorage, it sounds like a naval term, and it is. It was originally called Anchor Point by the Cook expedition, Captain Cook of the Bounty, which I'm not sure, I think he was on the Resolution at this time, when he was up here exploring. But there was another anchor point, so they renamed it Anchorage and this area. And it didn't really become a European city, Anglo city, until around 1914 when they started a they call it kind of a port, because they were building railroads in the area and they could get barges in. Before that, it was, of course, had a lot of First Nations or Native peoples that were here in the area. I can't remember the pronunciation of the name, but there was a tribe from the, I think from the Aleutians, a people, and then they were eventually replaced or surpassed or whatever. Well, that makes it sound violent. The Athabascans came in, and that's what I know about that. I do know that on Sunday mornings in downtown Anchorage, the coffee shops are all closed. Luckily, our hotel had passing Dark Horse coffee. I know our hotel had some okay coffee, so that was good. This is Delaney Civic and Convention Center, and I think the Delaney was the Athabascan people's name, if I recall correctly. Please, if I'm getting anything wrong, especially pronunciations, please let me know. I could totally put a lot more time into researching these things, but then I wouldn't have time to do things that I get paid for. So this is a pretty cool mural as well, sort of a history. It looks like, yeah, the resolution 1778, 1250, year 1000. Of course, Seward arranged the purchase of Alaska, which I think is a word that means mainland, but I'm not sure. This is McGinley's pub here. In 1867, I read something. We read this book called Tip of the Iceberg by Mark Adams. It was pretty good. Before we came, he actually didn't come to Kenai that much. He went to Homer. But he said it wasn't actually called Sewer's Folly at the time, that people kind of recognized the potential for this place, the resources, and that sort of thing. As we cross G Street, you see the People Mover bus system here. When I was looking for the rooftop, I'm going to cross over here because I want to see what that is. When we were searching for hotels at the time, we couldn't find one that had a shuttle. And taxis, supposedly, it's a sports complex or something, recreation maybe, on top of the parking garage. In any case, taxis are supposed to be $17 to $22 to get downtown. But no taxis, there's no line of taxis at the airport. They do have Lyft and Uber. Lyft was cheaper, but we had to wait 20, 30 minutes for a Lyft to show up. So it's a big town, at least compared to Montana, compared to the rest of Alaska, but it's not like LA or New York where there's just a ton of options for that sort of thing. So if you're flying into Anchorage, that's what I'm saying. Be aware that your options for getting around may be limited. Another good thing about, I'm going to spin you around, about Sunday morning walks is you can walk in the middle of the street sometimes and look down and see those mountains and not have to worry about dodging cars or that sort of thing. Oh, a little trolley gonna cross, I think. And then we left for that. Yeah, a little red trolley bus. As we continue down 7th, we're gonna cross H. Here's the Marriott. Standing tall. There's a Hilton down here. We're staying at the 4 Point Sheraton. There's a little Bent Prop Inn. I think kind of the heyday for Anchorage was the 80s. They had a ton of oil money in here. And it feels like, except for maybe the Sheraton, that a lot of the growth maybe stalled out. after that. I have to check my map here. See some, looks like this road tees out. Maybe not. Interesting. See more buildings over there. And we'll meander that way in a bit. It's definitely humid here, more humid than we're used to in Montana. So the cold is nice, but it soaks into you a little bit, which is different. So Elizabeth Place here, some apartments maybe. We'll go down another block or two. Oh, so that's going to be Delaney Park ahead. We'll go peek over the edge. Excuse me. See that. Apparently there's a reindeer down here, so maybe we'll see that too, since we're only 12 minutes in. I don't want to make this too short. I want you guys to get your money's worth as they spin around. And again, it's kind of a cool view, these big buildings and then these giant mountains in the distance. It's beautiful. I haven't quite seen them unobscured by clouds yet in the 12 hours we've been here, 16 hours we've been here. So I'm looking forward to that. In the fall, I think it's kind of, well, they get a lot of rain anyway, but I think it's the rainy season. And so we're expecting to be rained on, light or heavy, to a considerable extent on this trip, but we're prepared for it. So it's gonna, oh, we're gonna see the bay. That's cool. Morning. Gotta go back to my map here. You can see you got modernity, and then you've got these empty lots, and then you've got kind of these retro old buildings, commercial / industrial. Now this isn't going to be Delaney Park. It tricked me. Tricked myself. But I think we're going to be able to go into this parking lot and see the water, which is, yeah, it's Cook Inlet. Pardon my sniffle. This is L Street up here. A Benihana that may be, oh, it says it's open, and a Clarion Suites hotel if you're looking to come downtown. I think, sorry to be mildly indecisive down here. I want to see this place, but I don't want to get blocked out by fences and private property. Because this is on the coast, it doesn't have the extreme cold that the interior does. Our Uber driver mentioned 25 or 30 below. And I think that, I don't doubt that that happens, but looking at the info online, it's more that's more of a 1 or 2, a short period. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you are from Anchorage or have friends in Anchorage, let me know if I'm totally talking through another orifice here. But we can see Cook Inlet. It's pretty out there. And some other houses down there. If I knew how to get down there, I'd go see that neighborhood. But we are going to continue on, maybe through this alley, and then come back up through town like I promised. I guess, come on. Delaney Park is actually back behind us. We are headed, I want to say south right now. Nope, northwest. Morning. Well, I've seen a couple people with cups that say KBC that look like coffee cups, so maybe there is a coffee shop open downtown somewhere. These are apartments, and that looks like an office building. Maybe at the top, I don't know. Some cute little houses back here. Still nestled in. I bet they have some pretty nice views. Well, maybe we can get down here. The airport here is the Ted Stevens International Airport. He was a senator, I believe. He's known for the Bridge to Nowhere, which was a bridge out to an island airport that very few people used. Well, not very few, but not enough to justify $400 million in bridge. Anyway, apparently it's equidistant to New York, Tokyo, and Frankfurt. And so it's used as a refueling stopover point for a lot of airplanes and that sort of thing. So it's a true international airport as we come down 6th Street towards M. Off to the right is Elderberry Park, a little pocket park down there. Or maybe it's bigger than that. See a ship of some sort or a barge out there. One of the things that I'd like to do someday, but we're not going to do on this trip, is take a train trip around Alaska. They've got some really cool railways, some cool routes. I cross over here. There might be a bike path. Oh, we got some geese, and they don't sound like Canada geese. They sound like specks. Oh, they are Canada geese. Brantus canadensis. You can see some tidal flats out there and a cool bike path. And it's like I guess we're gonna do just a quick little jaunt around this corner to see some of these residential houses, and then we will backtrack a little bit to see this park and that sort of thing, and head back uptown. Back up to downtown, if that makes sense, since we're down a little bit of a hill here. This is N Street. That's a pretty cute little neighborhood. I often talk about real estate prices because they've gone so crazy where we live. There's a railroad. That's a nice view, huh? So I don't know what the prices are like here, but this modern gray thing is probably pretty pricey, I would guess. Kind of reminds me of Seattle, which is, it's another Pacific Northwest city. Squirrel out in the road there. All right, I'm just gonna backtrack now. Ask a public media. It's a nice house as well. Here's the hill we came down. I guess there's access to a bike path. I've seen a bunch of people riding their bikes down here, and it looks like a bike touring company has a bunch of bikes staged. We'll go by that. Looks like a small homeless encampment down there on the other side of the tracks. So there's access to the bike paths. This tour company has rigged up or is prepping for their bikers for the day. Looks like Backroads. Backroads.com. A couple of vans. That could be a fun way to travel around. Hi there. Look at this tiny little house. It's probably been around for a while. I gotta figure out how to get back up to downtown. All right. I think this is part of the park service, maybe. I think the best thing. Well, let me go out and show you these flats. There's some, looks like some cranes down here, more of a port type thing. Here's the bike path. Hi there. And you can see kind of, I think in the distance you can see some cranes and a bunch of storage stuff and that sort of thing. Let me see by my map here. Oh. Morning. I think we can get back up. I hope we can get back by following this bike path a little ways. You can see how lush everything is. Must have been really, really empty back in the day when the Cook ship got here. They did interact with tribal people, and they were told that this was not the Northwest Passage, that the bay, Cook Inlet, ended in a couple rivers where rivers came in. So it wasn't empty of people, but it didn't have cranes and railroad tracks and bike paths and high rises. It's just wild and unstated. Of course, there was also the Little Ice Age, so a lot of the valleys, is this my park I want? Were covered up in glaciers. I think I want to go up here. Go off-road a little bit. In fact, I think where I want to be is up there. The map doesn't show that. Well, we'll figure it out. We'll go up 2nd Avenue, which is where, this is what this is, I guess. You see there's a little park up there, overlook. That would have been better. Anyway. This will circle us around back towards downtown. You can see the trees are starting to change. Getting some fall color. So they're like a month ahead of us. Maybe 3 weeks. Somebody's smoking some marijuana, I believe, which I think is legal here, as far as I know. I'm wondering. I'm gonna cut up here as well, rather than go all the way around. A little steep. But this is part of the exploration, which is a euphemism for me not knowing what I'm doing. Oh, look at this building. That's pretty cool. Huh? That's a weird colored stone or cement block. I'm not sure. Interesting. Let me tell you where we are on ye old map. I believe this is K Street that we're on, heading up to 3rd. All right, so what we're gonna do, go find that park. Should be up here on the right. Cute little park on the left there. Resolution Park. Oh, it smells like the coast. Must be Cook himself. Some interpretive signage. I guess they get beluga whales in the winter, or summer, I guess, probably, not the winter. That's the guy killed in 1779 in Hawaii. Okay, I'm gonna have to admit an error. Pleasant, happy to do so. It looks like Snow City is an open coffee shop on Sundays, Sunday morning. 4th and HIKL maybe? Yeah, 4th and L. And it's got quite the crowd, which I assume is because it's the only one I've seen so far that's been open. It's kind of a neat old building, huh? So we come up on 4th. Pablo's Bike Shop looks pretty colorful over there. And look down the street. We're gonna go down this street, down 4th, ignoring the traffic signals. Here's Snow City on the right. Breakfast place, probably. Somebody just said there's an hour and a half wait. Excuse me.
Sorry.
The antique gallery. Maybe we'll pee. Ooh, something smells delicious, and I think it's that Snow City place. It's like estate jewelry sale. That's got to be a hotel. I just don't know which one. Maybe not. No, it is. Come on. So this is the Boney Courthouse off to the left. Is that the county? It's also a yellow cab called 2222222. That seems to be the one cab company we've seen. If you do need to call a cab from the airport, the book I mentioned earlier by Mark Adams called Tip of the Iceberg, and there's another subtitle to it, but it basically, the author is basically following along in the footsteps of this 1897 or 99 expedition being maybe in quotes because it was led by I think it was Harriman, the railroad magnate, and it was quite luxurious. They basically refitted a steamer, 200-foot steamer, and outfitted it with the best of everything, and had all these amazing scientists and conservationists along, but it wasn't trekking across the tundra or anything like that. They were just basically a fancy cruise. And oh, that's right. I lost track of where I was going with that. One of the things they mentioned was how back in that time, business groups and other people would come up, they'd find a village that looked abandoned, and they'd just chop down a totem pole. These look to be crows or owls, maybe. Beautiful. Anyway, and then the people of the village would come back and be gone. Sort of this is the Nesbitt Courthouse here, so they must be named for people. And that's the Snowden Administrative Office building here. Anyway, it was sort of, that was the age of pilfering of everything, really, Does it really exist if it isn't in the British Museum? A lot of that stuff has started to be returned to the original place, original owners. Well, not some of those have been, they're antiquities. They belong to the country and the people that live there. So anyway, that's that part of that story. Sometimes I do go off on these tangents and I kind of forget where I'm going with it. Okay, over there is the brew house. Somewhere down here was, I find it. It was like Uncle Joe's Pizza. And it's a small little shop with about 50 different types of pizzas and no real description of what's on them. They've got local beers, they've got pizza by the slice, but it was really good. And honestly, on a Saturday night at 7:30 when we were out trying to find food with two hungry kids, it was perfect. The two other places we tried, Flat Top Pizza wasn't currently serving pizza, taken up mostly by a private party, and then Barney's or Humpy's was just slammed with people. So I'm sure it must be good if it's that popular. This is the Anchorage Police Department, who hopefully won't write me a jaywalking ticket as I walk down the middle of the street. Trapper Jack's. That looks like a tourist-based shop there. Hi there. I don't have it, sorry. That's the downside of, one of the downsides of the cashless economy. Oh yeah. Uncle Joe's is down there, maybe? Maybe not. This looks familiar, but yeah. Uncle Joe's. I'll walk down here with you, because I want to see what the woolly mammoth is looking like. I will say there seem to be quite a few homeless folks here, which is unfortunate, but not uncommon for cities. This is Woolly Mammoth Yarn and Fiber. Tommy Designs, Art Romney Designs in here. I like all the murals around. This is Darwin's Theory. Looks like a bar. And there's Uncle Joe's Pizzeria. You can see how small it is. All day, every day. Anyway, that was good. I wish this patisserie was open, because I do like that, bougie as I am. But we're gonna go back this way, because I want to do the loop I promised. As we hit 42 minutes. I also don't want to go too long. Oh, the World Wildlife Fund offices. Right there. The Quilted Raven seems to be clothing and I don't know what this is. Tourist stuff, decorative stuff, interesting stuff. All right, and you can see the Hilton over there. Probably a dating back to the 80s, 70s or 80s. Looks like it's got that vibe to it. Crossover. You can see some mountains there. You got the 4th Avenue Theater that doesn't look to be currently open. I am guessing that is maybe now a music venue, if it's operative at all. Cool old building. Pause there for a second. That might be my thumbnail. So I'll do that. We got 7E Studio, Polar Bear Outlet Store. I think the majority of the economy of Alaska is extractive. Oil, obviously, and other mining and stuff. Here's the federal building off to the left. Public Lands Information Center. We'll be almost certainly visiting there later. You've got, what else? Over here is the Log Cabin Visitor Information Center. So we'll be visiting there as a family later. Gotta tell you, the Hilton looks a bit like a aircraft control tower. RS, do you know what that is? And then we've got some closed streets. I'd love to think it was a pedestrian area, but I think it's for construction. We'll go see the log cabin. Then this building over here looks like it's We were trying to determine if it's being torn down or added to or rebuilt. It's not brand new. So, looks like people are out here selling tours maybe. Look at these logs. Oh, people are trying to take photos. Sorry, look at all these flowers. It's amazing.
빨간 차하고 배경으로 찍어야 되겠다. 오, 여기 너무 좋다.
Seem to be in everybody's pictures today. Sorry.
자,
Okay.
안녕.
There's that building again. See, the left side seems to be new. The right side seems to be in need of work, which they're apparently doing. I don't know what this is. I think it's part of the mall. And then here's the actual visitor information center. I'm going to get back here a little bit further to see it better. That's kind of fun. But we're going to go back out to this other street again, which was 4th. This must be F Street that we're walking along right now. Look at, they've got a turf roof on it. Look at all these awesome flowers and stuff. Oh, some historical information. Got Kumagoro Sushi and ooh, an e-bike shop. I think I will go by there. And then off to the right is Historic City Hall. I'm just going to stick my head inside the e-bike shop. Looks like they do rentals. Got tons of them. Hi there. It's just a camera, a little, it's called a DJI Osmo Pocket. Yeah, a little gimbal. I know. And that's like an additional thing. Yeah, sorry. I got to show this everybody.
Gimbal, man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's so cool. I have like a whole like studio in my bag.
Yeah.
I record and do stuff.
Awesome.
I have, like drones and stuff.
Cool.
I've never seen a little tiny one like that. It's so
This
cool.
is for City Walk, so you'll be on that.
Oh, nice. There you go. come here. Get
Do you have a channel?
for the bike.
And yeah,
Yeah, it's on Facebook. 907 e-bike.
907 e-bike. Okay, everybody will check it out. Thanks a lot, man. Have a good one. Love these things. These are so cool. One of my ambitions in life is to get an e-bike. I talk about it all the time on this channel, but I really do want one. I just can't really justify it yet. But they're getting to be more and more popular. And one of the things I want to do is an e-bike tour, sort of a what do you call that? Bike touring kind of thing. We can go to a Segway tour over there. This is Grizzly's Unique Alaskan Gifts. I guess I got to get back on the sidewalk here as I hear traffic whiz by. I'm gonna cross. All right. So there's some other stuff. There's the Hilton. And looks like a port facilities. I'm gonna go back up to the little market. There's obviously more stuff off to our left, and this will not be my only Anchorage walk. I'm hoping to do another one this afternoon, and then maybe another one when we get back, maybe two. We'll see. But we're not done yet. looks like mostly, there's another pocket park off to the right. This building here, I don't know what it is. It looks kind of cool. It looks like an old roller rink or maybe an old convention center. Got big doors in the back, big garage type doors. Makes me think it's a convention center. It's got that late 70s, mid 80s feel to it. Wild Scoops ice cream off to my left here. Whoop. Give them a little shout out. Don't want to mispronounce that word. Yeah, okay, so the William Egan Convention Center. I got it right. Another polar bear gifts, which is ironic because polar bears don't come down here. It's way too far south. Kobuk, coffees and teas, as we hit F. And there's no little button. And then this over here is a big mall, shopping mall. So they got JCPenney, some other stuff, all enclosed. And there's another cool mural above Moose Creek Trading Post. We'll get a better view of that in just a moment as we cross 5th Street. Yeah, I'm interested in that part of town. We'll do a walk. I gotta remember to do this. So this is the Anchorage Downtown Partnership, Market Social is a weekly outdoor market street fair by locals, for locals, live music. And I'll let you do this. You can scan that to learn more. But it looks like they're just setting up 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Sundays. So they got a ways to go. Hopefully we'll walk down here again later. Looks like some cool stuff's gonna be on display here. Hi there. Look at these photos. And then this is another park, and I can't remember the name of it, but I do want to show you this mural if I can fit it all in. There. Look at that. Pretty cool. It's massive. I mean, that's 2 to 3 stories tall. Loving it. Whole block. You got belugas. I can't remember what the name of those whales that are black with little white on them. So if you know, put that in the comments for me. I appreciate it. And then we are back at JC's Penny parking, and then that was the, I think, 5th Street parking or something like that over there. And you got Pangea Restaurant. And then Humpy's is like a block down that I mentioned. And you got 6th Avenue Outfitters. So I am going to wind this particular walk down. And please subscribe, like, and mainly comment. I love getting your comments, guys. I really do. And that's why I asked for it. I read all the comments. I will say YouTube sometimes does not let certain comments through. I have sent feedback tons of times, but in the Google orbit, I am a mote in the universe. So I'm doing what I can about that, but there's only so much. Anyway, keep trying. Anyway, usually those are like, have cuss words or porn links or something. They do a great job of filtering those out. So anyway, that's a long-winded way of saying please leave a comment. I love hearing from you. I love reading them. I respond to every single one that makes it through. And the more info you give me, the better. The more you share, the more I like it. And that's that. Coming up on D, and I think we're on 6th. You got Tent City Tap House up here. And I kind of want to try that out later. That looks like a pretty cool place. But thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you again from Anchorage Alaska. And then, you know, we're not just going to stick around Anchorage. We're going to go to Seward. We're going to go to Girdwood. We're going to go to Soldotna. We're going to go to Homer. And I can't guarantee that I'm going to walk in every single one of those, but definitely Seward and Homer. So keep an eye out for those. Thanks for joining me. We will see you again soon. Until then, as always, keep on stepping.